Let's talk about the least incompetent Labourites. There's a gang of them. We're actually concentrated.
No, there was a gang of them.
Yeah. Now they're all kicked out of the party.
Yeah, now they're all unemployed.
Yeah. For people who don't know, Leicester East is a wonderful part of the country. It is 0.0% English.
No, that's not true.
Just parts of it.
It's about 85% diverse.
Yeah, it is. But some areas in the eastern part are 100% diverse.
That's true.
That's 100.0%.
Yep.
Well, not 120%, frankly.
So,
at that point,
definitionally better than the rest of Leicester.
But for some reason, we're not able to figure out. That part of Leicester is also occupied by a group of insane people
Really?
who have got all the power. Because it's so diverse. Of course, it's Labour, and they were so insane. Even the Labour Party had to throw them on. They've all been kicked. Now,
Bad.
To get this in context, I think people should go and check out on the website the Labour Party conference Abridged series I did, which is basically just video evidence of them talking.
So just a quick thing. I don't want to sound like I'm supporting Keir Starmer, because I'm not. But this is what he had to fight against. This is the condition of the party he inherited from Jeremy Corbyn.
Let me just look at this image.
Yeah.
Go on. There's lots to view. This is episode 1, and they're all mental.
Yes.
And keep that in mind. Like the average.
But this is what Keir Starmer has had to essentially kick out of the party.
But that's the average, though.
That is.
So he didn't really kick these people out so much. He kicked out a few. But to get actually properly the whole area kicked out of the party.
To be fair, he kicked out Jeremy Corbyn and loads of them left.
That's true.
Like literally hundreds of thousands of them left.
But we're not talking today about rabid socialists who keep telling you about how North Korea is paradise. No. We're talking about people who are just diversity hires.
Yep.
Don't really know how many feet they've got.
Yep.
Like if you tell them to count it, you'd be happy if you got 2.
You get a Diane Abbott sort of calculation.
That's the kind of stupid we're dealing with today. And you may remember that it's also where my favourite MP is from. So this is the news that the whole branch got kicked out there, just on the BBC 3 days ago. This is the MP who I did.
The former MP.
Former MP.
She's a former Labour MP, now independent MP for Leicester East, Claudia Webbe.
They still hang out with her for some reason. If you ever check the parliamentary photos,
I'm sure they do. Yeah. Because I bet they're like, I can't believe Keir Starmer actually applied the rules as written.
So this is her here with her boyfriend who she dearly loved, and then it turned out he was cucking her with a local lady.
And she was sending angry threats.
Yep, an MP has lost her appeal against the conviction for harassment of the cuck.
Yep.
Shoot the person.
Although the judge apparently did overturn the allegation that she threatened to acid attack someone.
Well, it's not quite that. So,
really?
Firstly, so she's the cuck.
Yeah.
What do you call the lady cucking her? The cucker?
The bull?
Bull? All right. So
the mayor? I don't know.
So the bull and this guy were going at it, and the cuck over here was getting cucked, and she didn't like that. So she started making angry calls to the bull, including, she said in one of the calls, "You should be acid." So that statement.
What does she mean by that?
Still there.
By that incredibly poor grammar.
Yeah. I mean, again, these people can't count their feet, I think. More truth in that.
Not sending their best.
Yeah. But she denies that she meant that she was going to throw acid. She just said, "You should be acid."
What does that mean?
Nobody knows.
What does it mean?
She then made 17 further phone calls, each of them lasting a maximum of 14 seconds, where she would presumably just call up and shout swear words at the bull and then hang up.
I mean,
I don't know.
I can empathize. He's cheated on her. She's angry.
Bloody, and then just... I don't know why she's Indian.
Yep.
Either way, she was given a suspended sentence and then kicked out the party. So that's your MP for the local area. Well, you may remember she was an interesting individual because most people would just disappear.
Just as a quick thing, the fish rots from the head down. Carry on.
That's true. Because here was her response, which is after she was sentenced for committing a crime, she cited she stood in solidarity with Palestinian prisoners on hunger strikes.
Ah, yes. Basically the same thing.
I am them. And then if you criticize me, you just hate black women, was her follow-up. Consistently.
It's just so weak. It's so weak. It's like, yes, I've just been convicted of these crimes, but if you say that, you just hate black women. It's like, Claudia.
A lot of people hate black women, it seems.
Keir Starmer hates black women. That judge hates black women. The woman I was threatening hates black women. Like, come on, Claudia.
The person cucking her was also a black woman. Here's the news as well. People found out that, yes, she is indeed
of course, she's a diversity.
Rigged individual in which she was on a rigged shortlist. So that, of course, the
Even then,
diversity
she didn't make the final cut. Amazing.
no, she then had to find another rigged shortlist to put her on. So that's how that happened. So she's actually such a bad diversity hire. Even the diversity list, she got kicked off and moved on to the other, I don't know, mentally handicapped list.
I don't even know.
What is the word for people with severe Down syndrome and
How do you
foreheads?
how do you well, not even that, like, how do you fail on an all diversity hire shortlist?
Not knowing basic grammar by the looks of it. Anyway, but the question being, like, why is the whole branch? I mean, like, I know sometimes you got to throw the whole baby out, but like, the whole thing, really?
Wasn't there a massive ballot rigging thing in Leicester East as well?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure there
May have been an
was.
older one.
Yeah,
Then,
from like a decade ago or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
The previous MP held that seat for 33 years in a row.
Keith Vaz, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Foreigners who don't know, or people who might not know, Keith Vaz was a wonderful Labour MP who did hard work and then was caught on camera hiring rent boys and offering them cocaine. At which point,
Average Labour MP.
the previous 33 years were brought into question as to what he might have been up to, considering that he thought this was a normal thing to do.
I mean, to be fair, is vote rigging better or worse?
And being a boy lover on drugs. Well, we'll let the electorate decide that, I suppose.
Or will they?
or rig it.
Yeah, will they decide that? Anyway.
Oh, look, 99% of them love it. I don't know. Anyway, but the news being, I mean, the whole thing got thrown out. This might be a minor story, you might think, but seriously, I don't remember this happening ever. Like, the Labour Party just says the whole thing's got to go. A whole constituency.
I've never heard of any party doing this.
So they write in here, the National Committee purged 19 of its own councillors ahead of elections. That's pretty normal.
Average Leicester East.
There's like
development.
50 seats, and you just decide to purge 19 of your own members.
Yeah.
From being.
And that's all of them.
Yeah. This was slammed as undemocratic by the local branch. They were pretty annoyed about
that. Well, yeah, tell me about democracy, Leicester East.
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
They said the reason this was so terrible is that a majority of those deselected belonged to ethnic minorities, which led to further criticism.
Okay, yeah.
The Labour Party responded with saying that, well, everyone's an ethnic minority, so that'll be easy to replace. No, they said they'd pick candidates who represent the community, which is the same word I said.
But it's I probably will get in legal trouble if I say what.
Do you remember the last?
What this implies?
Yeah. Anyway, do you remember the last local elections?
Well,
some news. There's a really weird leaflet from the Conservatives. Do you remember that one about Hindu phobia?
Not offhand, actually.
Because I mean, that's their main campaigning point.
Right.
It's just God bless India.
Right.
So we see here, this was a Labour Party removes all Hindu councillors, and this was a list of the councillors that were all purged and are now part of the Conservatives or Independent or whatever else.
Yeah.
And this was the main thrust of British politics now, which is God bless India, I love Hindu nationalism, blah, blah, blah.
I prefer it over Pakistani nationalism, to be honest.
I preferred it when we talked about the economy.
Well, yeah.
But never mind.
But,
can't have everything.
I am going to side with India on this.
This was the reason for the cancerous inter-ethnic conflict that has nothing to do with any of us.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, what's this got to do with me?
Did you know the Somalis and the Ethiopians are fighting in Detroit?
Well, what was going on?
Oh, wow, they're so American.
Did you see the thing in Israel the other day where Modi's, not Modi, Netanyahu's going to, I'm going to deport all the Africans. There was two groups of Africans fighting, one in blue shirts and one in red shirts. What the hell are they fighting over? I have no idea.
Team Fortress 2, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Literally like Team Fortress on the streets of Tel Aviv. It's like, what? And Netanyahu's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not worthy enough to even be a councillor for all the, seriousness that position has been treated with in mainstream politics, I think yours should probably not be here. Anyway, but these morons, the people who all got kicked out by the Labour Party because they were so incompetent, even they wouldn't have them.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. They started their own party. You can see. New.
Good luck with that.
Party. They all lost their seats, 100% of them. Yeah, so there's that.
It's like Change UK all over again.
So you think, okay, well, they purged the local party, then why are they banning the whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, what they were left with was even more incompetent people who decided to call in, as mentioned, boy lover and drug lover, Keith Vaz, to campaign for them locally.
Amazing.
For some reason. The candidates who did end up winning because their name is something like Rajul, and that's why they won. Let's be frank. That's literally all it takes. Yeah. Do you have a red rosette and a foreign name? Yeah. That is actually how the elections work there. I'm not even joking.
No, I know.
So there we are. There is a question here about, you know, the diversity hire before, who was on drugs and rent boys, and the diversity hire now, who was on maybe acid and getting cucked. I mean, it's not the best leadership in the world, but for some reason, they're quoted as saying that Keith Faz, the boy lover and drug lover, plays a prominent role in the community still. So it turns out this weird endorsement was actually good for the local branch, but obviously kind of embarrassing for the whole party when it's like, remember how we got rid of him for a reason?
Bit embarrassing for the wider community
Yeah.
in general as well.
He was removed by Andrew Bridgen, actually.
Good man.
Get back to that later.
Yeah.
Well, should we check out the kind of community that loves this? Well, it's this.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are.
Ah, yes.
Local neighborhood there of 0.0%. The surrounding parts, obviously, slightly more.
Slightly more. 0.8%. Yeah, slightly more.
Yeah.
That's the one little old English lady who just doesn't know that she's blind or something.
Yeah, this is Leicester East. You can go down, as I've mentioned previously. It's a wonderful tool if you're looking to buy a new house. You can see the local area in detail for some reason. And you can notice, yeah. There you are. Anyway, so that community seems to not care if you're corrupt or violent, because the latest polling is that they've gotten even more Labour, as you can see. Previously 50%, and then the next diversity hire, Claudia Webbe, got kicked out for the violent threats, and they went up 16% of the polls.
To be fair, that shows you how much of a dead weight Claudia Webbe was. But it also shows you just the loyalty of the constituency. So look, we have got the second worst MP that Leicester East has ever had currently in there, but we are still Labour people.
Yeah. How do you know they're Labour people? Well, this website here, Electoral Calculus, also gives you a bunch of data, which I'm not allowed to talk about. I will. Here you go. Here's the employment rate, 54%.
Yeah, but does that include the slaves?
No.
Right.
So even of non-slaves, the unemployment rate is apparently 46% there. That's healthy. Not double-digit in unemployment, almost half unemployment. That's going well. 65% live in deprived areas. So 55% level of deprivation.
So this is like Claudia Webbe's little fief.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is a hive city, Leicester East, looking at the statistics. For some reason, there's some local news I want to go through, though. Just as a flavour of what the kind of thing is like there.
Yeah.
To see why this place is so cursed that even the Late Party won't have it. Well, here's a local pride story. Yeah, pride in Leicester.
Oh, wow.
Do you notice anything?
I mean, it's very ethnically homogenous.
Yeah, it is. And we're not saying that because it's all Hindus.
No.
Weird that. I think this is Leicester West, not Leicester East.
Right.
Because this whole town is segregated.
Right.
By the eye of Sauron, by the looks of it. Should we check out another story? This is a story I think is from Leicester East. For some reason. Mika Bakari over here, and her mum has been jailed for a car crash in which they murdered people. It's a weird story, but the point being, everyone involved comes from the same background by the look of it. So I suppose I'll just put it down to here. There we are. So Mika and Asren Bukhari recruited others before killing Sadiq Hussain and Hazim Ijahal. I can't know. The fatal car crash in Leicester, just average Leicester, came after Mr. Hussain threatened to reveal an affair he'd been having with Asren. The judge said Asren's head had been turned by perceived glamour of her TikTok career of her daughter. She appeared in online promotions and shisha bars. So there are 3 men convicted of manslaughter: Sanef Gullah Mustahafa, Amir Jamal, and Nakasha Akata. Yep, life sentences for Rikin Kawin and Arais Jamal. Jamal over there got an extra 5 years for a rape sentence he had not served. My point being, quite stark differences in the town, depending on which side of the town you're on.
Yeah.
Just happens to be the case. And the town that the side we're on with the people getting kicked out is entirely this one, where the 0.0% exists. And also 10,000 slaves.
Yes.
We've been through previously.
As Andrew Bridgen revealed, yes.
I believe this is about, 1 in 8 people in Leicester East?
Something like that, yeah.
Portably a slave, so that's going well. It's also, Andrew mentions, the largest spike in COVID cases was in Leicester East for some reason. Anyway.
The least concerning thing about Leicester East, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's just funny how the disease seems to cluster around poor conditions. But there we are. Here you have the details. Every MP is Labour. The constituency, all Labour, only got lowered 16% by recent events. But if you go back, forever. Here's the map before.
Yeah.
That's nice diverse. That before that, should we have a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Nice diverse. People listening, it's all red. And the point being,
Labour's immigrant slave city.
Yeah, I mean, so they've had MP control for the last 36 years minimum, the Labour Party. In Labour West, they've had it for 78 years, so that's a whole other problem. The mayor has been Labour for 12 years. That's because that's when the position was invented.
Yep.
The council has been either in control of them for 16 to 44 years, depending on how you count it.
Right.
And for some reason, at every single level of government being Labour, the Labour Party wants nothing to do with this place.
Amazing.
Because it turns out...
Look at what we've done to this place.
Yeah. It's now a foreign land, a slaver stronghold, has mass deprivation, and is also a hotbed of disease, is the accurate description of this place in which they've had total control for decades. And the leadership consists of a boy lover high on cocaine, a female stalker, and incompetent diversity hires from the Hindu and Muslim community. There we are. That's how you get kicked out of the Labour Party. You have to be apparently this bad after decades of power. And I just think that's a beautiful way to tell people about the Labour Party. What does it look like if you really did live in their paradise?
Yeah.
Well, here you are. I mean, not exactly gangster's paradise, but enjoy the future if that's where you live.
Look at that. Labour 52 seats, Conservatives 1.
Yeah.
Democrats 1.
What is even the point?
There's probably more opposition in North Korea.
There is actually. I wonder if John is supposed to make that point. Could you just type in North Korean elections real quick, and we'll look at the state elections. There is actually more opposition. Weirdly enough, did you know there are 3 parties in North Korea?
I had no idea.
Yeah, so there's more parties with more seats than in Leicester East. This is Wikipedia over here. Should we check out the 2019 North Korean elections?
Yeah, I'm curious.
We got the Workers' Party.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get to. Does it have the breakdown or not here? Oh, there we are. There you go.
Right, okay.
Got the Independents and the other parties there. So you're not even wrong. They've got 5 seats, these people.
Amazing. So they've got more seats in North Korea than the Conservatives do in Leicester East.
These guys, which I think they're the ones in Japan who get their own seats for that reason.
Amazing.
And if we go back, there's actually even more diversity in their elections too. It's kind of turned into a North Korean segment, but there we are. These other people, hey, got 22 seats.
Incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, yeah, it's amazing how bad things can get.
Thanks for watching that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe to the website and support us for as little as £5 per month, which will also give you access to all of the premium videos and articles we have on there, including Dan's Brokenomics series, where the most recent episode, he is talking to a reformed hedge fund manager, James Lavish. If you're interested in finding more about what Dan does, you can follow him on Twitter at @KingBingo_. Thank you and goodbye.